us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. Let's continue to keep Brother Jasper Moss in our prayers. Thank you, Mike. You may be seated. Amen. God bless you. You know, in losing his wife, he having to take care of his children. That's not an easy job. Let's pray for him. Continue to lift up Kathleen. It's been a year for her. Amen. They're still going through their own struggle. And pastor's always concerned about my members' health and life. Somebody has to be concerned about you, and thank God for a covering. Amen. If you're not a member of a church, you need a covering. Let me say it again, you need a covering. In the book of Exodus, ladies and gentlemen, go to the 16th chapter. Amen. Glad to have Minister Johnson back there, Minister Jackson here. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm going to work on them about joining so they can pay their tithe. And Charlie, make sure you go outdoors and get all that tithe that's on the lawn. Some of my members think they sick. They want to cook so they don't pay that. And y'all gonna be 23 years. Amen. God bless you. I gotta have some fun before I die. And I'm gonna do it right here at Cornerstone. So y'all might as well get ready. I'm gonna retire right here. I'm not going nowhere. So get used to it. Here we go. Let me get you out of here. 16th chapter of Exodus. Let me read this to you this morning. They took the journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto him, would to God we had died by the hands of the Lord in the land of Egypt, where we sat by the flesh pot, and we did eat bread to full, for he had brought us forth into the wilderness to kill the whole assembly with hunger. Then said the Lord of Moses, behold, I will bring bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass, well, on the 6th day they should prepare that which they bring in, and should be twice as much as they gather a day. That Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel, and even when ye shall know that the Lord has brought you out from the land of Egypt, and in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord. Hear your murmuring against the Lord, and what are we that ye murmur against us? Amen. I want to talk about lip service. Shake somebody's hand. You can stand and look at them. Tell them lip service. Amen. Amen. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Amen. Amen. This is this wonderful book of Exodus. You know, in Exodus, Genesis, as a matter of fact, talks about a way in, but Exodus talks about a way out. And then whenever you get into something, you also got to know how to get out of it. Amen. So you have to read in conjunction. Genesis with Exodus, because when you read Exodus, Exodus is no more than a record of Israel's birth of the nation that somehow, ladies and gentlemen, started with some 70 people, but ended up going to some 2 to 3 million people. And anytime you expand, you need to expect some problems. And some of you babies in here, guess what? You want a bigger house. Can I help you with something? You got a bigger problem. You want to go from a little car to a big car. Guess what? You got some big car problems. Because when you start having maintenance on the car, what you used to pay on the little part, you can't pay the same thing on the big part. I wish y'all said amen. See, anytime you expand, you go from an apartment to a house, you got more bathrooms to clean up. Come on, talk to me. You got more square footage to clean. And everybody wants more, but the problem with getting more is, can you handle the more that you get? Can I get away with this? Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you, you got to learn how to handle bigger blessings. And the reason why God does not bless some of you babies in here like you want to be blessed, because you're not able to handle the small stuff. Now watch this. Let me just park my car here. If you can't handle $1, don't expect to get 10. If you struggle with 10, guess what? You're going to wrestle with 100. So God teaches us to learn how to have self-control and management over the resources that He's given to us. And let me tell you something, in the midst of our lip service and complaining to God, God still has been good to us. Oh, come on and talk to me. Some of you came in here this morning complaining about stuff in your life, and I need to tell you something. Before you register a complaint, learn how to bring a solution. I'm going to help somebody on your job this morning. Guess what? Rather than you going to the job complaining to the boss about everything, I promise you, you'll get a promotion faster if you bring a solution. I'm going to get some help in here. And guess what? Don't be Debbie Downer all the time. Everything can't always be bad. Learn how to accept the positive that go on in your life. So when you look at Exodus, let me just teach you this, and I'll move forward. Exodus, Israel, they multiplied rapidly. Then they turn around, and the more folk you have, the more afflictions that's going to come. And then all of a sudden, they plan the extinction from the affliction. He gets all the way over to chapter 2 and deals with the fact that Moses is redeemed from a murder. Then Moses tried to redeem the murder himself. He turns around and talks about how Israel had called upon God, and God turns around and calls upon Moses. I'm just in chapter 2. I bring you up to chapter 16. And guess what? Then he talks about how God miraculously appeared. Ain't it strange that sometimes God shows up when you don't even ask Him? Oh, y'all acting funny. I'm going over here. I'm going to get some folk that ain't hungry yet. God will show up, man, and just bless you with some stuff that you ain't never asked for. Let me get somebody here that got some not asked for blessings. Where He just gave you some stuff. And when you said, God, if I had knew you were doing it like that, I would have been trusting you long time ago. Let me just stay with this. that God turns around and called Moses to leadership. And then he tells Moses that I'm going to miraculously appear. And guess what? Moses, I'm going to answer you. Now, Moses turns around and got some objections. He gets to this thing and began to question everything, just like we do. He has some stuff like, who am I? And what is his name? And they would not believe me. He says, look at him talking negative about himself. He says, I'm slow to speech. Come on, help me here. Can I help some of you this morning? Stop doubting yourself. It ain't that everybody else against you. And too many times you talk too negative about yourself. I need to help some babies in here. Failure is not final. Just because you have failed, just because you made some mistakes, that is not the end of the world. Just because you got in trouble, just because you went through a divorce, you had a separation, lost a job, can't keep a car, can't maintain a house, guess what? Lace your bootstraps up and do something about it. I am so tired of seeing you babies at this church walking around with your head down. Baby, lace your bootstraps up. Get your swag back. Get your smile back. Flip your hand to the other side. Put on some lipstick. Wave your hand and tell the Lord thank you. Jasper, come on, these folks getting ready for church. I'm going to eat in a minute. Lord have mercy. I got to come to you, baby. You done lost your swag. Man, you done lost your swivel. You done lost your swerve. Man, you got to get your swag back. You got to get your swivel back. You got to get your swerve back. You got to get your grin. You got to get your smile. Go on. You have to go cut it. Cut it lower. Come on, help me here. Get you some pad. Get you some weed. Get you some soda. Do something to make you look good. Come on, help me here. Put some color in your hair. Look good for yourself. And raise your hand and tell God, thank you. Some of you baby, y'all been down too long. I'm tired of y'all walking around here looking like you dead. Come on, help me here. I don't care how bad it is. It always can be worse. Come on, I give somebody a high five to it always can be worse. Oh, y'all stop acting funny. Stop acting like you too cute to talk to somebody. Tell somebody next to you, it always can be worse. Moses turns around that fourth chapter. He turns around to accept the call from God. Then Moses returned to Egypt. I didn't put a pin in there for a moment. It's hard to go to Canaan with Egypt mentality. Oh, y'all acting funny now. I'm going over here. And y'all didn't go to bed last night. You trying to go somewhere. And the only thing that you can do is remember your past. You trying to get to Canaan where there's a blessing, but all you can remember is what you've done in Egypt. Can I help somebody? If God delivered you, He delivered you from something for a reason. Right. Let me get somebody that's going to get on the program in a minute. You ought to thank God when a deliverance comes. Oh, wrong church, wrong church. You ought to thank God when a deliverance comes in your life. Man, come on. Everybody can't handle your anointing. I got a couple of you babies and y'all look kind of strange this morning. You ought to thank God God took some folk out of your life. Matter of fact, you the main one here. You ought to be standing up, turning around 3 times, and jumping up in the air and telling the Lord thank you. Boy, you ought to thank God that He delivered you from some crazy folk on a job. Oh, I got the wrong book in there. Y'all can help me do it. Let's go to church. Yes, sir. Lord have mercy. Moses now got a problem. Now all of a sudden, Moses got to confront Pharaoh. And Pharaoh didn't do nothing but reject Moses. And Israel reports Moses, and Moses turns around and begin. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm just in the 5th chapter. That's too much knowledge for you to be reading right now. I help you out. Israel turns around and rejects Moses, and Moses began to question God's plan. And that's just like some of us. Every time God tells us to do something and we can't see what He's telling us to do, guess what? We want to question God. See, I got a lot of babies in here. God trying to move you to a different dimension. But you spending too much time questioning God. God trying to move you up, but you so comfortable being down. Matter of fact, you lack that familiar place because you fear the unknown. And one of the most dangerous things in your life is the fear where God's trying to take you. Come on, help me here. And God got a far better place for you than what you think. But you got to be willing. I got some folk in here that's looking at me. You should have been going back to school long time ago. But you let your fears keep you down. I can't write, I can't read. Guess what? I can't study like that no more. You got tuition reimbursement and still won't go back to school. Guess what? The problem ain't the tuition reimbursement. Neither is the school. The problem is you. You got to learn. I got some folk in here this morning. God trying to put you in business. And here you are. You too lazy to develop a business plan. And God's trying to move you. Come on, talk to me. You sit here and complain. Tell me, I don't make but $10 an hour. I don't make but $15 an hour. You your problem. It ain't going to change until you get mad about I don't make but $10 an hour and God got something better for me. You got to make up your mind. Come on, help me here. You got to make up your mind. I can't stay here. Come on, let me talk to my friends in here this morning that's in a stuck position. Guess what? God tired of you having lip service and you stuck in the same situation you've been in the last 10 years and don't do nothing about it. Get somebody high five till I got to move from here. Come on, help me here. Come on. Y'all put up y'all phones, put up your stuff, let's have a little church here. Come on, I'm your attention this morning. Whatever else you doing, put it up. Come on, help me here. And I got some folk that's getting ready to get a breakthrough in this church, but you got to rise above your feelings. You can't stay afraid all your life. Lord, it's a far better place than where you are. Here go. Sit up there. I'm coming. Get over there and change. Moses doing what? He questioned God. And I need to help you with something. How would you question a God that got everything? Why would you question a God that got everything you could ever want? Moses, but guess what God does? God turns around and reassures Moses. And here's the blessing that somebody gonna leave with this morning. God is reassuring you that I still got your back. Now, you came to church this morning needing to know that I got a God that still got my back. Oh yeah. The situation was bad for me, but guess what? But we still got my back. I got some pains, but he still got my back. I'm broke, busted, and disgusted. But he still got my back. And God turns around. And Moses gets reassurance from God. Moses turned around and reassures the people. Charles, let me say that for a moment. The reason why some of you can't be a blessing to other folk is because you got to be reassured yourself. Let me help somebody here. Everybody that's in there that's looking at me, you need a support structure. All right, yeah, all right. Y'all done said amen all morning. You need a support structure. You don't need nobody in life to tell you how bad you are, because you already know. All right, since y'all already said, I'm talking to you again. You don't need nobody to tell you how bad you are. You already know how bad. You know